Boys, hear me?
Yeah, we got you. Can you hear us?
You know what, Coach? Give me 2 seconds. I got to connect my headphones. Everyone's gonna hate me in this library right now. Hold on. All right, it should be okay.
Yeah, you got me?
Yeah, good. What's going on, fellas?
Not much, man. We just finished the Monday practice. We have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday this week.
I miss playing during the week. I'm jealous. That's my
You
biggest
guys
thing.
have, a midweek game this week and then weekend conference series?
Yeah, we got Army this week on Wednesday. I think a good amount of Culver people are going to come out, actually. I think Baumgartner, Tommy Paul Hamus, and a good amount of the guys are going to come out and see us. And then we got Cornell this weekend, and then we finish up with Dartmouth next weekend.
Hayden, remind me, you guys have won 14 straight. Do I have that right?
15, Coach. Come on. Give us credit.
My bad. Second longest win streak in D1 right now?
Yeah, I think we're behind. I think it's Central Michigan or something.
Yeah, the Chippewa.
I think we're second. I think we're second. Yeah.
You guys are putting up some runs, huh?
Yeah. I think going into the season, we knew we'd be able to hit. It was just a matter if our pitching was going to keep us in games. And they've done a good job. Credit to them. I mean, we have a lot of guys with TJ and a lot of injuries, but our lineup is, 1 through 9, and then we have 5 guys on the bench who can all probably hit 15 home runs. We got a good lineup. So I think that's been just keeping us steady, scoring 10 runs a game on average.
Yeah, and your pitchers can pitch with confidence and attack the zone if they know their guys got bats behind them. And you guys have been scoring late too. You guys have been kind of the comeback kids, huh?
It's so weird. We decide to not turn it on until the 6th inning. It's unbelievable. Our coach hates it. But I don't know what it is. I think our pitchers just trust that they're going to get some support, even if it's not there yet, even if it's a 4-0 ball game. They trust that they're going to get 6, 7, 8 runs out of us. So I think it gives us a confidence for our pitchers, but also just hitters. We're never out of the game. I think our biggest one this year was at Brown. We were down, I think, 8 runs in the top of the 9th, and we had 2 outs, and we scored 8 in a matter of 6 minutes or something. So it's Ivy League baseball is weird. It's never done till it's done. So I think that's one thing I've learned so far in this league.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's been fun.
All right. Well, hey, I got just a few questions for you. You can take these any direction you'd like, but
Good.
I think it'd be really good for the guys in the room here to hear from you. What do you think is the biggest thing you noticed in the jump from high school baseball to college baseball?
Coach, you'd be proud of me. I did my homework when you sent me these questions. I think probably specifically, and then I'll get more general, but specifically the biggest thing just as far as the game goes is just breaking balls. As specific as that is, I've never seen more breaking balls in my life. I was at Culver, it was just you get balls right down the middle and you can do whatever you want with them. But in college, they know how to pitch a little better. So I've been getting 90% breaking balls this year. And you get more in-depth scouting reports. It feels more like the major leagues almost. Every game we're watching video of the pitchers and video of the hitters and stuff. So it gives us a little bit of background. And I think that part of the game is cool because in high school, it's tough to do that just because of the circumstances. But so I've enjoyed that part. But the other side of it is just the time. Coming into Columbia, everyone was like, yeah, NCAA baseball is a job and every sport, but I didn't really believe it until I was here when we were up at the field for 14 hours every day during our off season in the fall. So I think the time is just kind of blown my expectations out of the water just as far as how many hours we spend up there a week. But it's all good. It makes you really tell yourself if you love the game or not, because you're there for 90% of the day.
That's great. No, it's good for them to think a little bit about that, and hearing from what it's like to play at the Division I level is an important. I just think it's important for a high school kid to think a little bit about that because so many guys set their sights on playing D1. Not that everyone at Culver is D1 or bust, but it seems to be that's kind of the top, the top threshold, the top bar that people want to set for themselves. And it's a stretch goal, and it's a lot of work. it is a lot of work.
Yeah, and it's not even. I mean, it's not. Granted, I've obviously went to JUCO and experienced that, but I have buddies at D3s and D2s, and it's no different. I mean, you go into college baseball and you'll learn quick if you really like the game or not in your first couple of weeks, just because of the sheer amount that you're playing. But
yeah, that's great. What's about some advice that you wish someone would have told you when you were, playing at Culver, a student at Culver? What's a piece of advice that you wish someone would have told you when you were in high school?
I think, like at Culver especially, where I was not like dead set on baseball in the beginning when I started, like my freshman, sophomore year, I was like, you know what, like if it happens, it happens. But I'm going to a great school where I'll meet a lot of great people and have a lot of good opportunities coming out of just the school aspect. And I think the big thing that I wish I was told to keep in mind is just, you got to remember how much you want to play the game. And it's not your parents, it's not Coach Huber or Coach Christensen that's going to tell you that you should play college baseball. It's all, if you want to play college baseball, there's a route for you. It's just might not be a conventional one. I mean, my junior, senior year, when I wanted to play D1 baseball and I knew that that's what I wanted to do finally, I barely got anything. I mean, I think I had maybe 3 schools. Coach, I mean, you had one coach text you. I think it was Wofford. I think that was it. I mean, I had no one talking to me, and I was kind of just deadbeat on it. And so I kind of was like, all right, well, I guess this is at the end of the road for me. But in that last kind of half of the year of my senior year, the junior college option popped up, and it's tough because coming from Culver, you just got all these people going to Stanford, Ivy Leagues, all these amazing schools. And I vividly remember when we had like our senior college like announcement there or whatever, where we all wear our sweatshirts to the senior ring. And I'm walking around and there's like Yale, Princeton, Columbia, and I'm walking around with a Cypress College baseball shirt, and it's just like, damn, man, like this kind of sucks. But it makes you the whole point is like you got to kind of wash away the normal expectations that maybe other people have of you and your parents or whoever maybe have of you, and you got to just sit down with yourself and be like, hey, do I want to play this game? Because if I do, there's a way for me to do it, and it might not be the most flashy or maybe the route that you want to tell everyone that you're doing. I mean, I was embarrassed of going to junior college my first year there, but once I realized that was the route that was going to get me where I wanted, it was like, okay, I had to buy in a little bit to the process. And I think the biggest thing is just, if you really want to play baseball, you got to wipe away the expectations that I think subconsciously Culver kind of sets for you. I think you got to just bite the bullet and be like, you know what? If I want to play baseball, I'm going to go somewhere that is going to give me that opportunity. And I think that's a hard thing to do for a 16, 17, 18-year-old kid. But along with that, it's like, it's not something that you can do on your own, getting to where you want to go. I mean, even junior college, I had to get connections to the coach and find me a spot there. But then once I was at junior college, Coach Christensen connected me with Kyle Bartleman, who I don't know when he graduated, but a while ago. And he was at Columbia, and he played baseball there. And that's how I originally got connected to Coach Tisler and Coach Boretti here. And I guess the point with that is just getting into college baseball, whether it's D1, D3, JUCO, whatever it is, it's almost impossible to do by yourself. So you got to utilize, 1, your coaches, and 2, whatever, even if it's a Culver alumni who doesn't even play baseball. I mean, getting just any sort of connection and into a group of people that you want to be a part of is probably, in my eyes, the easiest way to do it. And Bartleman gave me that opportunity. And then once I got on a phone with the coach, he was like, all right, this is a somewhat cool guy, and he can play a little baseball, and so we'll move forward with this. So I think it's 1, wiping away expectations that you might have of yourself or others have of you, and 2, just using your connections as much as you can, because that's basically what gets you into most places. And that's aside from baseball, jobs, whatever it may be. I mean, connections are the easiest way to get that front door open. And once that opens, a lot of Culver people are good in front of people. So you can kind of work your way from there.
Well, you kind of hit on a couple of other questions I had. Recruiting was one of them. So if you've got more thoughts there, we can certainly circle back. But I was hoping you could at least finish on a few more comments about what you think Culver did for you, or what you think the value of what they're doing as current students. You've got 9th grade through 12th grade here in the room.
Oh yeah.
We have, we've got a pretty deep roster. We've got some young talent that I think have aspirations to play in college, but they're not even done with their first year at Culver. And then you've got guys who have been leaders and been through the whole thing, and now they're ready to move on. What do you think is the value added for Culver education?
I think, like, even though I've only been out for, I guess this is my 4th year out of there, but I think, and it sounds repetitive because every time someone talks about Culver, it's like, Jesus, it's the same thing. Everyone talks about the leadership and the camaraderie and how all the values that they instill in you are going to help you the rest of your life. And it's very like cliche, but it's a serious thing. I mean, like there's just a different, when you go to a high school, a military high school, where you're somewhat forced to get into peer leadership and have respect, and you're kind of forced into maturity at a young age. So whether it's Giff, who's already a senior and he's kind of got his stuff set out for him, or if it's a freshman in the room who doesn't know what the hell they're doing. It's like, I think the maturity and the respect and just the peer leadership thing is what stuck out for me, aside from baseball. I mean, just in interacting with people and interacting with adults especially, I think it's just something that is hard to buy into at the time, but it's already paid dividends for me as far as getting in here and setting up myself for opportunities after baseball. And I think it's just, you got to remember that there's a reason that school tries to instill these values, even though it might not seem like meaningful at the time, because I know that place can be annoying at times. But I think you just got to remember and go back to the drawing board of those values that they do try to instill are useful. And they've probably gotten me where I am subconsciously today. So I think it's just making use of all the values that they try to instill.
You guys got any questions? Real fast. Just about.
Come on, Giff. Give me something.
Why are you so much smaller than your brother?
Great question. It's a great question. I have 2 answers. 1, genetics. 2, he is a stellar athlete and I am not. I run about a 7.5 60. You could probably run a 4-minute mile, but I can hit baseballs way further than he can, so it doesn't matter.
You got anything else for these guys before we let you go?
No, I just say it's just a baseball specific point. I would just say to really have a sit down with yourself. And I know like I said, there's freshmen and seniors in the room, so I want to try to make it as broad as possible, but you got to sit down with yourself and really find out how much you want to play the game, because there was a point when I went to JUCO where I was just over it and I wanted to quit, and it was just felt like useless to me. But once it kind of pays off and I'm at where I want to be at now, it kind of makes it all feel useful. And I just think you got to sit down and tell yourself, if you really want to play the game, there's a route for you. And if you don't, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I have a lot of good friends who quit baseball and they're extremely happy with their lives right now. But if you want to play, there's always a route for you. That's what I'd say.
All right. Hey, good luck to you guys the rest of the way out, trying to win a conference title and try and make the NCAA tournament, man. We love watching, and good luck to you. Thanks for giving us some time.
All right. Sounds good, Coach. Good luck. Good luck, fellas.
Thank you.